Let's grow a pumpkin to talk about. Pumpkin to talk about. Right in the backyard of your house. Pumpkin to talk about. Growing Brussels sprouts. Growing big. Pumpkin to talk about.
What's up? It's Alan with Albuquerque Gardening. A couple things have changed. We got a shade fabric up. Got a couple problems with it. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to be moving some mulch today. Get that down before it gets too hot. Start saving on some evaporation. And yeah, we have a new shade coming in today too, so we'll see about that too. So this shade fabric that we got set up, it looks a little funky. Got ropes running everywhere because it doesn't quite fit the measurements of the posts that I put in the ground. That's something I probably should have checked beforehand. You know, I'm not super handy with that kind of stuff, but this is that's the result. So we're just kind of figuring it out as we go. It is a 20 by 20. And we don't quite have the last pole in, so last night what I had to do was sink another post into the ground over there with some quickcrete and let that cure. It's got another day or so before I can put any real tension on it. Yeah, so since this isn't quite measuring and fitting properly, I had to stretch some ropes to make it fit across. With that in mind, I ordered a 30 by 30 foot 40% shade net, and that should be coming in today, so that'll probably help. I'll have a little extra wiggle room on the end of the bed, since over there it's not quite as wide as it is at the front, and on the sides here we'll have a little bit of overlap to hopefully hang down this distance a little bit so that it'll still catch some blockage for the afternoon sun angle over there. Something else we did is we got a calcium inhibitor filter to throw onto the hose. I'll probably end up getting a couple of those. That'll be feeding the water to the pumpkin, reduce the chlorine that's in it since it's kind of hard tap water out here in the middle of the city. And then I'll probably get another one. Both of those are going to run, that filter is going to run the mist system and the regular water that goes through the timer into the drip tape. I'll get a couple of those and probably swap them out every month and a half. I figure going to be sending a lot of water through those things, so they probably won't last too long. Usually rated for a full season, but that's assuming you're using it for a mist system and probably not for, you know, higher output water. So alright, we got our shade cloth delivered. It's 30 by 30, so I'm going to take this one down and then figure this one out. Alright, we got the shade down, we got the new one on the ground, getting it laid out along the length, and then we'll start hooking it up.
Alright, we are making progress. Look at that. This is a little too big for the patch, but we're making do. I've put some, I guess, yeah, I have that one clipped up with little spring clamps. Got this one done up with spring clamps just for right now so I can get this all lined up. Yeah, we're coming along.
Now, as you can tell, we have to get creative with securing this, but we're figuring it out. We're getting there. Okay, you know what? Again, I'm not the most handy person, but I think this didn't end up too shabby. So, let me walk you over here. We got 30 feet
covered the full length, pretty much, the end of the bed. We have the ground over here covered to the end. We have this little wall for the late afternoon sun, because that'll be west. You know, the sun will still be pretty brutal in the day. Temporarily secured with some zip ties. Oof, too close there. Yeah, temporarily secured with zip ties. And all along there too. So, you know what? I'm not mad about this. I think this will work out great for now.
I will go through and get some heavier duty zip ties to make sure we're secured on a lot more points, so that each one of the zip ties has less total force being applied to it throughout wind and things. Just kind of give each one a better chance by having the strain of a windstorm distributed through more of the zip ties. I'm sure there's better ways to do this, but I figure this out myself. This is my way of doing it. I don't suggest anybody do it this way.
So it's made a nice little enclosure, if you ask me. I could still go through on here and secure it with some more rope. But yeah. Here's the 2083 Bledsoe at the south. No, that's the north end of the patch. You have the 2083 Bledsoe, the south end of the patch. We got some shade.
Another thing I will do for sure is get some more rope and run it from this middle post here to the wooden post in the middle there. Alleviate some of the sagging, and that'll also allow me to hook up our mist system up there. I feel like this ain't too bad. I'll probably also string up some more rope between each of these posts, again for the mist system, so we have a nice distributed weight on there. Next thing I'm going to do, hook up the calcium inhibitor filter, and then give this all the water through the drip tape. So I'm going to hook this up on the side before the splitter. Okay, let's turn this on and see if we got any leaks. And feels like we have no leaks, so that's good. Alright, I'm gonna run the drip line. Set it to auto. Press manual. And there we go. I have this set for 40 minutes. I need to get one of those water meters that you hook up inline. Man, I'm going to have so many inline attachments, it's going to be crazy this year. But I need to find out how much water I'm actually putting down so that I know I'm not overwatering.